Hey guys, it's Elana from Page Six Style, and we are here with Melissa Rivers to do our annual debrief of the Golden Globes red carpet from last night. There were some highs, there were a few lows, but overall I thought it was a pretty great carpet, and I'm excited to see what Melissa thought. Hello.
In my scrawl handwriting.
You've got your notes ready to go. Thank you so much for joining us once again. This is always so fun to chat.
It's always fun.
Carpets with you. So yes, let's start with kind of like broad overview. The Globes are the kickoff of awards season. They sort of set the tone for what we're going to see the rest of the season in the months to come. What were your overall thoughts on the looks we saw last night?
I thought it was pretty. The Globes are usually where they have fun.
Yes.
And take bigger risks because you have to sort of back time it. The Academy Awards is the most formal. I always say that's like going to your very rich grandparents' house.
Yes.
And you're not sure if you're in the will. Like you cover the tats, you do all that at the Academy Awards, where at the Globes, generally people that's where they take their fashion risk and do all that. But I found it really interesting. It was very safe and pretty.
Yes, agree.
If that makes sense. I mean, the only real big fashion moment that was edgy was Elle Fanning.
Yes. Was she one of your favorites? I really liked her look. I thought it was vintage at first also.
Here's the thing. Was it a fashion moment? Yes. Did I like it? Kind of on the fence about it. But she's such a fashion girl that, of course, she'd take notice.
Totally. What were your issues? Like the color? I could see the color maybe working a little against her in some lighting.
I couldn't put my finger on it. It felt very, which is a good thing, runway.
Yeah.
But that's what we look to her for. So, there was that. And I liked it. If it had walked past me on a runway, I would have went, interesting. You know what I mean? I kind of don't have an opinion about it.
Yeah, totally.
Which is weird because it was one of the true fashion moments.
Yeah, I really thought it was archival until I got the press release. It looked so like 50s, 60s couture parlor,
But we saw a lot of that.
In
that sort of 50s, 60s, you had Ariana Grande, who looked like she was wearing something out of Jackie Kennedy's closet. Yep. We saw a lot of the headbands. We saw a little bit of the poof. One thing I did like that we saw was done hair. Hair was very intentional, paired with a clean, and I don't mean no makeup look, but a clean, classic makeup look. Everybody looked like they could have stepped out of a high-end Deb ball.
Yeah, totally. A lot of throwback moments, very polished, and like you said, very pretty.
Very, very polished.
Who are some of your personal favorites of the night and why?
Zoe Saldana.
Good.
Come on.
So
the
good.
Dress, the body, the hair, the makeup, the big on-trend chocolate brown, the big, huge wrap walking in. She owned it. She owned the carpet, full stop.
Beautiful. That color looked fantastic on her.
Well, and chocolate brown is the big color of the season.
Mocha mousse.
Mocha mousse.
Whether we like it or not, yeah.
I loved her. I loved Zoe Kravitz.
Yes, same. She always looks so pretty. Like she has a mode that she sticks with, but it works so well for her.
And she's neat as a pin, as my mother used to say.
Yeah.
Every angle, everything was perfect. She was in Saint Laurent, as was Zoe Saldana.
Yep.
They had a big night.
Totally.
I of course like Zendaya. When do you not like Zendaya and Louis Vuitton?
Never gonna be bad. I mean, and another look that was very, I thought, like throwback to 50s, 60s structured ball gowns, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what it is. Everyone was so reading from the same playbook.
Yeah.
I love Nicole Kidman.
So good. The daring low back moment.
In Balenciaga. And again, that's also very of that period, yet very, very modern. I think it was also Demi Moore's night.
Yes.
In that structured Armani Privé. She was having such a moment, and the dress met the moment.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And metallics.
Yeah, the
everywhere.
eye makeup, the matching metallic eye makeup was so good.
And clearly, shoulders are the new cleavage.
Absolutely. So many collarbones, not a clavicle left
uncovered. And if it wasn't both open, it was one showing.
Yep.
And if not, it was like the high neck and the cutouts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was all about shoulders.
Yeah. So many good shoulders.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know, and they always say, like, with a woman's body, your shoulders and your collarbone are the last to go. So
we're going to make full use of it. For those of us not taking the substance.
Great for the over 50 crowd.
Love. Those were some of my favorites too. Okay, so how about looks that you thought missed the mark for any reason in particular?
I think everybody's pretty much on the same page with these two, which are Ali Wong and Kerry Washington. Now, they were also both Balenciaga.
Yeah.
So you had Nicole Kidman in Balenciaga, and then you had those two in Balenciaga. Okay, Ali Wong. The gloves did not add.
Yeah.
And I understood what the dress was. The only thing I could think about was it felt to me like it was in the garment bag too long.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't have sort of the life and the lightness that I think was the intention of the dress, which is unfortunate because if you just look at it as a dress, it's pretty cool. But I felt like I wanted to like fluff it.
Yeah.
You know? And
a little zhuzh.
Look so just hanging. Like I said, if you look at it, don't you think it looks like it was in the garment bag too long?
Yeah, it was a little bit. It's hard when you have a look with those all over fringe or feathers. You have to be perfect, or even ruffles, small ruffles. They have to be perfectly steamed and just like, you can't sit on your way to the carpet. Like there's so much, you know, it leaves a lot of room for error.
Yeah, and I didn't like the gloves. Someone put it best to me when they said, it looked sad.
Yeah.
It didn't look happy.
I know. And she's such a happy, like, I love her so much. And it's the take one thing off, the Coco Chanel take one thing off before you leave the house. Sometimes I wish she would do that.
And by the way, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant actress, brilliant
so funny.
comedian.
Yeah.
Like such a huge fan. Like I wanted to like go up to her and go, no, please let me pick something for you.
Yeah, totally. And then Kerry, I agree, which also an opera glove.
Also an opera glove, but also I felt like it overwhelmed her.
Yeah.
Between the color and the fabric and the gloves. Like and Kerry doesn't really miss.
I know. And she's a risk taker and rarely does it not pay off.
But I felt like the dress overwhelmed her.
Yeah. The color, the shape, the volume.
It could have been interesting if those two actually swapped dresses.
Yeah. That's true, actually.
You know, I think now I've just thought about that.
Yeah.
The men I took as a personal affront.
Oh no.
Like
who flubbed it the worst?
Oh God, the list goes on and on. But the one everyone's talking about is Jeremy Strong.
Oh my goodness, the bucket hat.
The bucket hat, the color, the velour, the turtleneck, and the matching glass frames on the carpet.
It's a
I
lot.
don't even know what to say. And also these men going for these major monochromatic looks. Oh, I've got to go to my notes because I can't remember who it was. Andrew Scott.
Oh, yeah, the Vivienne Westwood baby blue. Mm-hmm. Didn't work for you?
No.
It's a lot of baby blue.
It was almost like a robin's egg blue. Mm-hmm. But I've had to choke down the men with the black shirt, black tie, black tuxedo.
Yeah.
I can get on board now, even with navy. Mm-hmm. I think the green on Adam Brody.
Adam Brody, yeah.
I think he pulled it off, but the monochromatic has like like, please, I feel like I can't unsee this. Like,
I mean,
you're not on a runway.
Yeah.
Like if you're a 12-year-old male model, 3 pounds, and you're, European, and you're like walking down a runway, okay, but that is not for an actual human being to wear.
Yeah. Jeremy Strong is an interesting one because he's another, like, he always goes for it, and you have to applaud the sort of guts to go for it like that, but just like, it's so much. I thought he would at least take the bucket hat off inside the ceremony, and when the camera panned him and he still had it on, I was like, okay, we're doing this. Bucket hat at the Globes.
Oh, excuse me. Marty, stop. He's clawing my couch. Stop it.
Oh, no.
Okay. He knows. He just looked over.
He's very upset by Jeremy Strong's bucket hat.
Jeremy Strong has upset my cat. I mean, why? Like, I don't understand. That was just upsetting to me.
Yeah.
The other one that upset me is my super secret crush, Glenn Powell.
He was on a lot of best dressed lists. Okay, break this down. Tell me why it didn't work for you. But he is everybody's crush right now, including mine.
Hold on. Do you want to go out? Can I let my cat out?
Of course.
Hold on.
Live TV.
Oh.
The cats are really, really heated about these looks, guys.
That's the devil. Go, out. Giving that innocent face. There you go. I think that's Marty's second cameo.
He's gonna make it onto the screen no matter what. At any cost. Glenn Powell.
He's not a big enough established movie star to come that casual, cool, scruff and wear sunglasses on the carpet. Mm-hmm. You haven't earned that.
Yeah. Needs a few more years.
You're not Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Oh, Brad Pitt.
You haven't earned, in my opinion, that doesn't mean he's not handsome. It doesn't mean he's not a star. It doesn't mean that he didn't look great. In my opinion, you haven't earned the right to do that yet. Mm-hmm. That look is earned on the red carpet.
Interesting.
Not saying he looked bad, but to me, this has been such a big year for him.
Right.
It's you be the perfect guy. Be, and I don't care that it's the Globes. You haven't earned the right to dress like that yet on the carpet.
So stick to the classic tux for at least the first 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, does that make sense though? Like,
kind of. It's like the training wheels of Hollywood men. And
the sunglasses on the carpet.
Yeah.
He's
an Austin guy. Like, you can totally see, it's his style, but I agree that when it's...
But Matthew McConaughey can do that because he's Matthew McConaughey.
Right.
And it doesn't mean he's not a star. It doesn't mean he's not a really good actor. It doesn't mean he's not handsome. But to me, that's a privilege, not a right.
Yeah. Well said.
Now, the one who has done a full 180, who has now consistently been my best, Seth Rogen.
Oh, yeah.
And to the point where he was
Sharp
so
dresser.
classic that he wore studs.
Yep.
The stud shirt. And he used to be always one of my worst. And now he is consistently one of my best.
I love that.
You know,
Most improved
that's gone the opposite direction.
Right.
Than Glenn.
I like that. Mature, classy, you know, knows the occasion and rises to it.
Go wrong with classic.
True.
You never see George Clooney taking these fashion risks. If anything, if he comes without a tie, we're all like, oh my God, he didn't wear a tie. I mean,
okay, wait. I have to interrupt this because we have a little bit of breaking news, and I was going to ask what your thoughts were on this, but TMZ is reporting that Zendaya and Tom Holland are in fact engaged. Which,
that would be so good.
I know. So everyone was zeroing in on that ring last night, which, if I have the facts correct, is Jessica McCormack, and it's really beautiful. And when I was looking at her jewelry, you know, she obviously works with Bulgari, and it didn't really look like a Bulgari piece. Like, it didn't really jive with her other ring and necklace she was wearing. But this is exciting. And, you know, we didn't know whether we could report it as an engagement ring, but it sure looked like one. And it looked like she was kind of showing it off during the ceremony to a few people, at least from the social media clips I'd seen. But what are your thoughts on the ring? Is it a ring worthy of her amazing style?
Yes, because it's classic. And
it's so gorgeous.
She is one who can vacillate between classic and not even trendy, classic and edgy.
Yeah.
That ring will go with everything. I love whether it's an engagement ring or not. It's very classic. And it's time.
Yeah.
It's time. And they're so genuinely happy together.
I love them.
And I think that's a beautiful way to start the year.
Yeah, totally.
And let's
who's
talk
having
about
the happiest new year of everyone.
By the way, and let's talk about the fabric, the color of that fabric on the dress.
I know. It's pumpkin is like, you know, it's not the easiest color to pull off, but at this point, I think there's no color she can't pull off. I truly believe that.
And by the way, let's talk about people, should they have children, that are going to be some good looking kids.
Oh my gosh. Everyone's running to the AI face smash right now, trying to like.
Wow. I certainly hope so. They both work so hard.
Oh my gosh.
They deserve to celebrate.
Okay, so in case the little to add to this news, so sources told TMZ that Tom popped the question between Christmas and New Year's, noting that the proposal occurred during a very intimate setting at one of Zendaya's homes. Okay, a low-key proposal for a low-key couple. We love that. We love that.
Yeah, but one of her homes.
One of her homes. That nothing low-key about that.
What I heard. One of her, and you know, Law Roach, her stylist, is already at home sketching.
Yeah. Oh, the wedding dress. Wedding dresses. I feel like it's going to be a plural situation because it's Zendaya.
Yeah, there's designers' heads are exploding.
Yeah, exactly.
Everywhere.
I think I can hear it from here in New York.
Yeah, you can hear the sound.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, that's an exciting update. Okay, I have a couple other questions from our viewers that I wanted to pass along. So, Lauren from New Jersey wants to know, it's another Zendaya question, what you think about her hair from the night. She had that kind of like auburn bob, probably just a little tuck under going.
I love, and again, it goes back to one of the trends we saw, which is quote unquote done hair. And the hair, without being like, sometimes people get too costumey.
Yeah.
The hair, and most of the women too, worked perfectly with the style. And with her, with the color, the dress, the hair, the earrings, it's a beautiful photograph.
Yeah, she looked incredible. And like you said, it was done hair. Like, much thought had gone into it, how it complemented the dress, how it
But not helmet head done.
Right. Like, it's a fine line.
Again, they all looked like they stepped out of a beautiful debutante ball.
Yeah.
Back in the golden age of debutantes.
Speaking of, I know you loved her look, as I did too. Nicole Kidman's ponytail, the high ponytail, liked it?
Love.
Yeah. Very Valley of the Dolls, I felt.
Yes, very 60s. We also saw a lot of headbands giving that same sort of vibe.
Totally.
Yeah, I think that the time of the super tight, super sleek ponytail is maybe going to be given a rest for a minute.
Oh my God, don't tell Ariana Grande.
By the way, who didn't have the extension in.
Yeah.
She didn't have the extension in.
Switching it up.
Again, I love that she did that.
Yeah. New era.
New era, because the long ponytail wouldn't have made sense with the dress.
No, absolutely not. It's not Audrey enough.
No. A very Jackie Kennedy dress.
Exactly. Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, another hair question. What did you think of Emma Stone's new pixie cut? With that sort of, again, very clean, sort of couture-inspired classic Vuitton dress.
It's hard for her to go wrong
with
the face and the body and the talent. I personally didn't love it. Mm-hmm. My fiance really didn't like it.
Interesting.
I don't think men respond to that, so it wasn't like a great judge.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
Nobody cares what they think in general. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
I'm not going to take fashion, whether a haircut is good or bad, from him.
Yeah.
Or, oh, you should have long hair because that's what men like. Didn't love it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was that the color was too harsh for it, but I don't know. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Let's go back to the men for a second. Melissa from Chicago wants to know what you think about Timothy's windswept skinny scarf.
Everybody was talking about that.
Yeah.
It's tough because Timothy Chalamet falls into what I think of as my Harry Styles category, where, yes, he would look amazing, completely classic. But he's able to pull that off, where most men can't. He has that kind of innate style. Did I love it? Not really. It almost was too skinny of a scarf, and it felt almost like, he had just taken his tie and thrown it around and hadn't tied it yet. But if anyone can pull that off, he did.
Yeah.
Just like Coleman Domingo pulled off his look.
So good every time.
But no one else could do that.
Right. Yeah.
Again, both those looks are not for regular human beings.
Yeah. No, it takes a special type of swagger, I would say.
But again, I have friends, as I'm sure we all do, who could put on a garbage bag and be the chicest woman in the room, where I would just look like, why the hell is she wearing a garbage bag?
Yeah.
There's a couple particular men who can pull that off. He's one of them.
Yeah. It's about wearing the look, not letting the look wear you. And it still doesn't work 100% of the time, in my opinion, but most of the time.
Again, didn't love it.
Yeah.
Didn't even really like it, but I wasn't like offended by it.
Right.
There are some that I was absolutely offended by.
No, I would agree. Okay, so Sam from New York would like to, let's see that next question. Sam from New York would like to know who your best dressed man was overall.
Seth Rogen.
Oh, Seth Rogen. Got it. Love.
I mean, to be able to pull off the studs and not look stuffy or old. And by the way, he was hilarious, as with Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
I just really liked his look.
Yeah, looked great. And then we touched on her, but what were your thoughts on Ariana Grande's dress? The sort of 1966 Givenchy, Audrey Hepburn of it all.
I loved the dress.
Okay.
I felt like it was a little too much fabric for her on the bottom. I felt like the bottom half of the dress overwhelmed her because she's teeny, teeny, teeny.
Right.
Now, granted, that's the look of the dress, but I just felt like it swallowed her a little too much. And she can wear big dresses.
Oh, totally. She's Glinda.
Yeah. But I just feel like that particular one just swallowed her a little bit too much. But I mean, I almost jumped out of my chair when I saw that she didn't do the big long ponytail, and I loved it.
No, totally.
Loved the hair, the makeup, the styling, and the top half of the dress.
Yeah. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason from Brooklyn is wondering about what you thought. You touched on this a little bit already, but for those tuning in, what you thought of Demi Moore's dress for her Golden Globes moment.
Boy, did she meet the moment.
Yeah.
You know, the metallic, the beading was also a big story. It was so structured.
Yeah.
And architectural, which I think we're going to see much more coming back after all this sort of ethereal. I think we're going to be, you know, it's always a pendulum.
Right. Absolutely.
So I think, you know, Carrie Russell was very architectural. You know, you started to see the bits of it.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was good.
Yeah. And she said on stage, what did she say? I've been doing this 45 years and this is the first time I've won anything. And she came like dressed as the statuette, but in like the perfect way that wasn't overdone or overwrought.
I mean, that dress could have been an Oscar dress.
Totally.
It was the fit, you know, Armani does it right.
They know what they're doing. I know, this makes me excited for whatever she chooses to wear to Oscars.
Yeah, I mean, that was just, she hit it out of the park.
Yeah. So good. So good. Okay. We're wrapping up. So what were your final thoughts on the carpet and maybe any predictions or hopes or dreams for the rest of award season fashion wise?
I thought it was pretty. Not jaw dropping. I think our big takeaways were beading, color, shoulders, which is going to be rough in the winter. It's one thing if you're in California.
For sure. Can't do that here right now.
No. And I loved the simplicity. And the beading leveled it up. But nothing was, it was very Hollywood. It was very Hollywood glamour. I hope that we continue to see that. I think we are going to see a rise in the structured architectural, like I said, like Carrie Russell.
Yeah.
We started to see even Demi Moore's dress. I think we're starting to see the beginnings of that coming back.
Yeah.
And I just hope that we continue on this elegant trend.
Yeah, me too. Hard same.
We're coming out of a year. Remember, last year everybody's boobs were falling out.
Yeah, it was kind of a mess.
Yeah.
Here's to more elegance in 2025.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Melissa, thank you so much for joining us. This is always so much fun. And I'll see you for the next one.
Have a good one. Happy New Year.
Bye. You too.